Did they end up being better than the mids? Let's find out. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got the performance review on the Adidas Anthony Edwards 1 Low, also known as the AE1 Low. So in my first impressions and my first little run around, I was really hopeful that these would be better than the mids. I will say that in some instances, yes, in some, maybe not so much. Is it still a great performer? Yes, it is. I think it is interesting that the two models, the mid and the low, do differ slightly or just enough to where it kind of depends on what you want out of your shoe, and both of those shoes should kind of give it to you. So I do think that that's a major plus for those wanting to wear his shoe or one version of it, but maybe you don't like full boost, or maybe you prefer something a little firmer, or whatever it might be, something lower cut. There's an option for that. One thing that didn't change though is the outsole, and the traction here straight up, no issues. I didn't have any issues, even though the herringbone or the lines that are used for the herringbone are a little bit tight. Every once in a while I'd catch myself wiping, but not because it was needed. It was just because it's like a force of habit at this point. I've been playing basketball for over half my life, and I've been wiping the bottom of my shoes while playing basketball for that same amount of time. So even on a shoe that I don't need it, I just find myself wiping just because. I don't know why. But yeah, it was one of those things where I didn't have to worry about these whatsoever. If I was in the middle of a heated game, it was awesome just because everything's good. I don't have to worry about anything. And then if I'm playing just a more relaxed casual game or just shooting around, same thing. Don't have to worry about a damn thing. Now, as far as cushion is concerned, this is where the two models definitely differ. This is also where I think that most people are going to want to pick one over the other for whichever reason. So the original AE1 Mid featured full-length boost, and it was a very nice setup, maybe a little bit bottom heavy because of it, but in my opinion, great impact protection. You were still low to the ground. Once you broke them in, it felt really good. These guys use a different setup, so instead of full-length boost, they actually have heel and forefoot light boost, just a lighter setup. I think that they use this in the newest Ultra Boost, right? What are they called? The 5?
5X.
Why is there two? One with a cage, one without. So whatever. And then those boost pucks are actually housed within a light strike midsole or carrier that is then wrapped in this giant rubber thing. So the feeling of the boost has been muted to a point to where it's almost not a feeling, the normal feeling that you get from boost, that boostiness, the little pop back and everything like that. You get that once in a while from the heel boost puck, but definitely not in the forefoot. The forefoot definitely feels stable. It feels very firm, and the impact protection feels like it takes a hit because of that. The puck area is housed literally inside of this shell carrier of light strike, and so it doesn't allow it to expand and deflect or bounce back and just kind of reverse that energy in the same way that the original model did. Now, we just talked about the Adidas Dame 9s, and the light strike in that shoe felt plush in comparison to this, and I think that's unfortunate, because if this light strike felt anything close to what the Dame 9s do, these would be really on par, if not a little bit better, because that type of plushness in conjunction with the boost pucks, I can only imagine what that could feel like. Maybe that'd be too soft. I don't know. All I know is that this shoe feels much more of a grounded shoe in comparison to the original. So if you're interested in more of a bouncy setup, even if it's just by a little bit, I would go with the mids. If you want more court feel and just to feel kind of a little bit lighter on your feet, a little bit quicker in your first step, then I would go with the lows. Now, the materials on the two feel exactly the same. They perform exactly the same as well. And on top of that, it's pretty breathable as well. The ventilation points are still the same, so it's all right there, and it works really well together, and I just really dig it. Now, as far as fit is concerned, that's where I see or hear a lot of just varying opinions on everything. The original pair that I got was that gray one. I went true to size. Honestly, they feel fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I have any heel slip or anything like that. A lot of people were complaining, so I decided to buy this pair in a half a size down and see how they felt. This is the pair that I wore the most, and I will say it's because I was trying to see if they would break in, especially at the toe right there, because that's the one thing where if you go down half a size, it'll work out and it'll give you that really perfect one-to-one fit. So if you're looking for that, then maybe that's an option for you. But this area right here where the rubber kind of lips up over the toe, man, I'm telling you, dude, my toes were crushed for a good week and a half. And it's not minorly uncomfortable, it's just and uncomfortable. Like it feels like somebody's like pressing down on your toe, you know what I mean? Like the whole time that you're playing. So yeah, it does eventually break in. It's just one of those things where it's like, do you want to put up with that? You know what I mean? Like it's really going to be up to you. For me personally, I would rather go true to size. I think that they fit best that way. And I think that the reason why some people are getting heel slip is because they typically buy a shoe that has a thumbs with a space. Like that's the traditional thing to do. So what I would recommend is using the finger in the back method, which I don't even know how to explain it at this point to where it doesn't sound dirty. So whatever. But basically, put the shoe on your foot, shove your toe all the way to the edge, right as far as it can go. Stick your finger between your heel and the back of the shoe. If you can fit 2 fingers or more, they're too loose. If you can fit 1 finger and it's like not loose, but just, you know, it slides in and slides out, it's good. Hey. That's a good fit. These for me, if I'm doing the finger method, trying to get 1 finger in the back, it's a little tight. So I think that issue alone, mixed with the torsion plate that's in there, that X plate, I think that's really what's causing everybody to have any type of like heel slip feeling, because that plate runs through the forefoot and it takes a long time to break that thing in. The forefoot has almost no flex in there. So when you have that, the heel's gonna pop down if you got a lot of wiggle room in there. So if you're one of those old school people that has that thumbs width of space in your sneaker, they're not fitting you right. Like, it's just that simple. And maybe that's not a good fit for something that's low top. Maybe that works for mids and for highs, but maybe not for lows. Now, one other thing that they changed between the mids and the lows as far as the fit is concerned would be the base of the lace. The original obviously was like closed up with the material. They opened it up with this one. It doesn't really help me personally when I go down half a size. I'm just stuffed in that shoe. But with the pair that I went true to size with, I love being able to really customize my fit in that sense. So I think that that's a huge upgrade. It might not be to some people, but I think that that's a big difference. As far as support is concerned, very much the same as the originals, minus the collar heights. So you won't be able to lace it up around your ankle an extra couple of eyelets, but all the same performance features are there. So you do have a nice wide stable base. The width of everything is really like the outrigger and all that stuff. So the way that the materials wraps around your foot cages you and keeps you on the footbed as well. Again, I talked about that torsion plate, the X plate in there. It takes a long time to break in, but lots of torsion rigidity, a lot of snapback in the forefoot, all that kind of good stuff. The heel counter is the same as well. You do have the additional external heel counter, which is that fake carbon fiber. So it's great there. And as long as they fit you properly, it's going to be a solid shoe. I would pick the lows over the mids in the sense that I like the fit on these a little bit better with the laces being opened up at the bottom. That's like the one thing that I think is better than the mids, or the one thing that would keep me from, you know, grabbing the mids over the lows. But essentially, same shoe, just slightly different package, slightly altered. And I think the cushion is probably going to be most people's reasoning for grabbing one or the other. And with all that being said, do we happen to have time for the question of the day?
What music do you guys listen to? I'm guessing Chris is hip hop and R&B and Jody is soft rock and pop.
Go for it.
Myself?
Yes.
I listen to country.
A lot.
And various degrees of rock, but not like
Metallica.
No, more like Queen and
yeah, like soft rock,
the
pop
Beatles
rock.
And Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Blink-182
That's
and Newfound
punk.
Glory.
That's
like
punk.
Going back to high
Yeah.
school days is like, I just looked up my stuff again and they still rank very high on my current list.
Yeah, I listen to a mix of everything, including country now, because these new country artists are
Morgan Wallen, Zach
they,
Bryan.
Yeah, they got like they got a different type of swag than the country artists from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So those guys, they have some songs that. What's that one that Morgan Wallen sings that I just think is funny? It sounds like Mater is singing the fucking thing and he's like spelling out country.
Ain't that some C-O-U-N-T-R-Y?
Yeah, I'll listen to whatever. I don't listen to a lot of hip hop anymore. If I do, it's old stuff like Tupac, Biggie. Like, I don't even know any new artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not in it. I'm old now. I'm a, what do they call us? Like a boomer?
You're not a boomer.
I know, but I'm just saying. Like, I've been
You're
called
a geriatric millennial.
I've been called a boomer by weirdos and shit on the internet. So it's like, whatever, dude. Like, whatever you think I am, sure.
Who is your top 3 that you listen to right now? That would be fascinating for everybody, probably.
There's MGK, Arrows in Action, Honey Revenge, Knox. I don't know if anybody even knows who he is. He's really small still. Blink, Kid Leroy, a little bit of Justin Bieber, Morgan Wallen, Post Malone, Taylor Swift, Avril Lavigne, Newfound Glory, Olivia Rodrigo, Michael Jackson, Paramore, Noah Kahan. Damn, he's way down there.
These are my top 3.
That's the thing, like if I go to the past 4 weeks, it's different, which is 1 is MGK, 2 is Noah Kahan, 3 is Post Malone, then it's Arrows and like similar people, Sabrina Carpenter. Yo, that girl's voice, crazy. Yeah, Ariana Grande, Zach Bryan, Billy Zimmerman. So it's just an eclectic bunch of stuff. There's no Boys to Men. They don't have a great thing on Spotify. I have their albums. So yeah, sound off below and let us know what music you guys listen to in the comment section. On top of that, do you love the AE1 lows or do you prefer the mids? Do you not like either of them? Or maybe you love both of them, I don't know. Sound off below and let us know. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. We will catch you guys on the next one. So until then, y'all have a good one.